It's a great day to talk hockey with Grant McCagg on Habscast.
Habs take it to OT. I don't know that they deserve that. It always feels a little worse, obviously, when you lose in overtime, but that's not a game that the Canadians, like, let's be honest here, that the Canadians, should have won. So I expected this from Carolina tonight. I watched, Tina's a big, she's a Senators fan. So I watched most of that Carolina series. Boring hockey. I would not have wanted to have been a Hab fan and paid $400 and flew down or whatever to Carolina to see that game because that's the way they play. Boring friggin' hockey. You can't get shots on net. You can't. They suffocate you. They block shots. They block lanes. Montreal's going to have to find a way though to fight through. Maybe play a little more dump and chase type hockey. I think if they want to force some turnovers and stuff like that to get some better scoring opportunities. Blain, did you? I don't know. I mean, they didn't get a shot in overtime. Did you? Did you think they were going to win that game when it got to overtime? Maybe.
I thought they had a legitimate chance.
Yeah.
They were doing the bend not break defensive system that they're for whatever reason they're running. I would have preferred to see a little bit more forecheck and a little bit more puck pressure. They might have done a little bit better in this game had they done that. I mean, they only got 12 shots on net, but it took Carolina absolutely everything they had, playing the trap, playing low event hockey, trying to steal a win, and they got it. They outplayed Montreal for long stretches, but they were kept to the outside. The Canadians had a legitimate chance to win there, and I feel like they missed an opportunity because they didn't put in as much puck pressure as they could have.
I agree. Rick, are you trying to speak, my friend?
The sound was doing well the other time, so I don't know what I did. I did nothing, but it started working. So I don't know what to tell
I
you.
tried
Sorry
nothing
about
and it
that.
worked.
It seems to work once the stream's going. This is the second time that's happened now.
I know.
Well, good. I'm glad we got you on board here.
Yeah.
What I don't know, just the Canadians can't seemingly play two really good games in a row. It's it's one good one and then they just I don't know what it is. It seems like they need adversity. They need a friggin' crappy game to snap out of it. I don't know why, but I expect that the next game they'll be good again, Rick.
That seems to be it. I think, but it was such a change of strategy. I mean, this is not the Carolina team we saw a few days ago, right? Obviously, they were so much better, especially defensively. They gave you nothing. I think it's more of an adjustment where Montreal just took because I thought they had a pretty good third period. They really started coming on strong in the third, and they were playing with a little bit more urgency. And it's like it took them a while to adapt to what Carolina was doing. But as you said, Grant, and I said the exact same thing. Maybe after the first period, I go, they're going to have to do a lot more dump and chase if they're going to win this game because there was just the zone entries were awful in the first and second. They just weren't getting in there with any sort of rhythm, and they were battling into the boards, and nothing was going well. They're going to have to dump chase and just not hesitate to shoot as much. Just way too much. Just a second before letting the shot go. I mean, Anderson looked shaky. He wasn't used to getting. I think you said it last time, Grant. When he doesn't get a lot of shots, he's shaky, and a lot of times he's looking around to make sure. So it's going to be an adjustment for the Habs. They're going to have to change the way they played so far in the playoffs and play a different kind of game.
Yeah. I wish a little more often. just like in that attempted pass to Dobson there. Take the shot and hope that Dobson or one of the other guys gets a rebound. Like sometimes, or maybe it even goes in because Anderson is shaky. Like just that was a perfect example of this team just trying to be too fancy with the shots at times, and they gotta like I don't know. Anderson, his 8-game warranty is up. Every playoff, he's good for about 8 games, and then that's it. And sometimes it's just 6 or 7, but it seems like 8. His expiration date comes up at about game 8, and he's primed for the taking here. Dovish is outplaying him. Dovish, it's why I think the Canadians have a legitimate opportunity to win this series when it's all said and done, Blain.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you look at some of the saves that Dobesh made, the diving across glove save, and for whatever reason, no highlight reel on that one. They didn't talk about it.
They didn't show it, did they?
No, they didn't.
Simpson said something, and that was it, or it was Cuthbert.
He mumbled something under his breath.
Somebody said, "Yeah, oh damn it, he made the save or something."
But Dobesh is outplaying Anderson by far. I saw some people on social media blaming Dobesh for the second goal. That's garbage. I mean, Ehlers made an amazing play and perfectly placed shot. I mean, sometimes a skill player just outskills you. It happens. So the Canadians had most of their success when they went to the net. Just get shots on.
Yeah, no, for sure. And people are Matheson is the reason that what? I had Matheson as one of the 3 stars till late in the game. I thought he was outstanding tonight, especially the first 2 periods. He made some fantastic defensive plays. You got to look at the guys play away from the puck, folks. I don't know what people are watching here, but Richard Levinsky saying it's the reason the Habs lost. No. And don't, you can break it down to one play and say that's why a team. Come on now. The Habs lost because they got 12 friggin' shots on net. That's why they lost. You're not going to win. You can blame it, and Nova DeShow here saying, oh, is expected goals for? Who gives a flying fuck? He's a friggin' defenseman playing 25 minutes a game, playing every frickin' defensive situation, playing fantastic. Sometimes you got to throw those stupid advanced stats out the window. I get tired of, over a season, okay, expected goals for, all right. But in one friggin' game, a defensive defenseman, his expected goals for, he wasn't out there you're not expecting Matheson to score goals. He's your friggin' shutdown defenseman. Come on now, guys. Let's lay off
How many goals did they score when he was on the ice?
None. Well,
there you go.
A giveaway machine. Oh, whatever, guys. I don't want to see it. No, he wasn't. He had one giveaway, and it was at the blue line, and it didn't. Matheson was fantastic tonight. I'm sorry.
You recovered on that giveaway.
I'm disagreeing completely. I get tired of Matheson being the guy that people friggin' throw under the bus because it's wrong. He was excellent tonight for the most part. He was. I'm not. In fact, like I said, up until later in the game, Matheson, to me, was one of the 3 stars for the Canadians tonight. So I'm sorry, guys, but I disagree completely. And now, again, now Kapanen, the reason the Canadians lost tonight is not because Kapanen wasn't able to get the puck deep. He tried, and the freaking guy made a good play. Ehlers made a nice, okay. He could have got the puck deep. He didn't. That wasn't, did it lead? Was it a breakaway for the guy that took the puck from him? No. There had to be things that happened after that led to it. You can blame Kapanen for not getting the puck in deep. The puck was inside the other team's zone, right? So you blame the guy Come on now. No, Kapanen did not play a fantastic game tonight. Mind you, he was 80% on faceoffs. But what I found, what's bothering me about Kapanen is his skating. He's not his pace right now. He was skating better earlier in the year, and I, I don't know why, but maybe it was the sitting out 10 games or whatever. But he's not. I'm finding that he's having trouble keeping up with the pace right now, and that I don't know. I would consider. I wasn't real crazy. I haven't been crazy about Texier's game the last few games either. Really, if I
Especially
wanted
after
to,
that penalty.
I know that was stupid. Cappy and Texier to me might be considerations to be substitute a couple of players. I might even consider bringing him back for a game, and I think he could play. He might his style of play might suit against a team like Carolina. What do you think, Rick?
Well, who had success tonight was Anderson, right? Anderson is not a finesse player or a fancy player. Goes up and down the wing, goes to the net, tries to get a shot out. That's it. That's all. That's what Beck does pretty well when he plays on the wing with Montreal, right? He has a big, heavy shot, wins the board battles, goes up and down his wing. That might be something to consider. Again, Marty St. Louis always adapted to what the opponent is doing, and maybe at this point, Beck might be a really good solution for the Habs to come in. I agree with you, Grant. I hope he's considering it. I think that would work. And too about the Blain thing. I mean, is it not possible sometimes that the opponent was really, really good? And tonight, Carolina was really good.
Wow.
I mean, it's a team that has like 110, 112 points this year or something. They've been good all year. It's
Yeah, they
okay.
were.
I wasn't expecting a sweep from the Habs at all. They're going to lose a game here and there. Let's not
Yep.
panic. Let's not lose our minds. They didn't get embarrassed out there. Yes, they didn't shoot enough, and maybe they were giving too much possession time for Carolina. But Carolina took around 24 to 26 shots, something like that. It's not horrible. It's not a
No.
disgrace. It's not embarrassing. And they won in overtime. I don't see the big panic or the big issues, but there is some adjustments that could be made. And as you said, bringing Beck might be a good solution. I would really consider that. I think that would be interesting.
Yeah. Well, what do you think, Sailor Blain?
Well, I mean, the fact that Canadians are leaving Carolina with a split, they did their job. They did what they were supposed to do when they went there. And
Took them to overtime.
Carolina, they took them to overtime in the second game. They could have possibly won again and go up 2-0, but they didn't. More shots, great. That'd be awesome. I think Kapanen, maybe his legs are kind of mush right now because he's never played this many games in a season. The Olympics, all 82 regular season games, plus some playoff games now. He's never played that much. That could be it. But as for who to bring in, I mean, I would definitely push Texier out. He didn't have a great game, and he took a really stupid penalty. I would bring Veleno in. He can play with speed in a north-south style, throw some hits. He's got a good stick. Defensively, he'd do well on a fourth line. And I love the idea of Beck. I think if he were going to bring somebody else in, it'd be Gallagher, but I do love the idea of Beck because he does have that speed. He does have a good shot. He could play center if you need him to. He can win faceoffs. He could do a lot of little things to help a bottom six.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can be sorry all you want. Matheson did play a good game. You can keep posting that all you want, guys. You're wrong. You obviously don't. You just watch the puck if you think he had a bad game because he made some fantastic defensive plays, especially in the first two periods. The guy makes great plays that apparently go unnoticed by a lot of people. I'm just tired of the friggin' Matheson, the Matheson whipping boy crap that you got to put up with here all the time.
It's not one player.
Oh God. Matheson, they aren't even where they are if they don't have Mike Matheson. I'm sorry. And if you hear, every one of the analysts on there and guys that played for him, They were talking about it today during this first intermission. Matheson, excellent. Athen, outstanding. These are people that know the friggin' game and showed plays that he made. But then you get on here and, oh, Matheson sucks. Oh, his expected goals. Stop it, okay? I don't want to hear it tonight because you're wrong. All right. I don't normally get this worked up, but friggin' people like, oh, it's always Matheson. Matheson. I get tired of it. All right. I blame Dobish. Why didn't he save that those 2 shots by Ehlers? Dobish. I'd put in Fowler next game. There, that's about on par with friggin' blaming Matheson for the.
No,
for
this
the
was
loss
all
tonight.
Brisebois' fault.
Yeah, I think
Patrice
so.
Brisebois. It was his fault.
That's it.
I blame Michkov. All right, Gregory. There's our Philadelphia
Yeah, you didn't even
buddy.
see him out there. Like, I didn't hear his name once. What's going on?
Yeah.
Where the hell
No.
is Mitchell?
Dovish didn't play great. See? All right. There you go. Dovish let in some juicy muffins tonight. There we go.
Sure.
Let's get the you always got to blame some guys or whatever. Anyway, that's fine. Why don't we actually, this would be a good time to talk our friggin' 3 stars of the game. What do you think, guys? Instead of the blame game, let's throw out some bouquets for our Cunningham's Pub 3 stars of the game. Rick, you got the break last time. By the way, Cunningham's Pub, best wings in Montreal, folks. They are in St. Anne de Bellevue. Go check them out. And yes, I am considering Game 5 since we know now for sure that there is going to be a Game 5. I am seriously considering going to Cunningham's Pub. I drive down, but I got to get some commitments from some of the people on here and in social media that you're going to go to a watch party at Cunningham's Pub. If we can get a few people to at least say, yeah, you know what, I want to do that because I'd like to meet some of you, especially the Matheson haters, and and go to Cunningham's Pub for Game 5. Me and Rick will be there. Paul's going to be there, Mr. Paul. So, hey, Blain would even go if he wasn't in Halifax.
Yep.
If I'm going to go 2 hours to for a watch party, some of you folks that are in and around Montreal should come out, meet us, watch the game, be our good luck charms. Game 5 in Carolina. If we get some people that are going to go, then I'll talk to Jim and get it all set up. But just to get back to this, the Cunningham's Pub 3 stars of the game. Rick, you went 3rd last time. You're going to get the honors this time. Which 3 halves to you were the 3 stars of the game? And you better say
First
Matheson.
star, I think we gotta go with Anderson. Obviously,
What?
right? He only scored 2 goals. He did score a hat trick, but I'll still give him his first star of the game. I'll be nice. Second, I'll give it to Dano. Played his usual solid game, contributed a little bit on offense. And 3rd star, boy, I'm hesitating between a few guys. I think I'll give it to Demidov. He was moving his feet again. He was the one guy who was showing some creativity, and I liked his game in the offensive zone especially. But he even did okay defensively. He broke up a few plays and he backchecked and he got himself involved. So those are my personal 3 stars for tonight's game.
Okay, who? Anderson, who?
Dano
And
Demidov.
all right. Blain?
Mine are somewhat similar. Dobesh right off the top. I think without him, that game would have been would have been a regulation loss. He made some huge saves. Anderson, of course, because it was more than just the 2 goals. He was dangerous every time he was on the ice. He was causing problems for Carolina all at any point, finishing checks, using his speed. And as much as I loved Danault's game, I'm going to go with Demidov as well. I think he was vastly underused because when he was on the ice, he was dangerous every time. He'd get the pucks in. He's a beast along the boards. He's that part of his game is underrated, and I think he did a great job on that. He was one of the few Canadians to really be dangerous in the one-on-one battles.
Yeah. No, I liked his game tonight too. I'm going with Matheson, 3rd star, just to please everybody. Yeah. Well, I think you got to go with a defenseman. I mean, they had 12 freaking shots on net. You guys picked 3 forwards. Okay. Yeah.
And a goalie.
Yeah. Like, come on, guys. 3 friggin' forwards when the team gets 12 shots on net. Come on.
Well, I heard Matheson was the reason they lost. So.
No, seriously, Matheson. I honestly liked his game a lot, and I mean, the Hockey Night in Canada crew agreed with me, and they broke it down. The first 2 periods, especially, just yeoman's work away from the puck. I just loved his defensive game tonight, and Darren, I get a little worked up about it because it gets. He gets way too much grief. I'm sorry. I get tired of it at times. And especially when you bring out expected goals for a defenseman. I mean, come on. He's not out there the expectation is not that Mike Matheson's going to score goals. So much for that stat. But I like Demi's game too. I agree. And this was a game where I wanted they're getting no shots on net. Why the hell do you not blend it? Put them in the blender a bit. Get Demidov on a few shifts with Suzuki and Caulfield, or Suzuki and Slav. Give him his cookies for playing really well. But he didn't do it. I got Anderson second, and once again, I thought Phil Danault was the best player on the Canadians. Both ends of the ice, 2 more assists tonight. Just solid. He's been so solid in these playoffs. And so for me, Matheson, Anderson, Danault, my 3 stars of the game. But no, the Canadians played. They have to. When you only have like 3 or 4 forwards that really, I think, played well, you're not going to beat Carolina. You're going to have at least 2 lines going. And tonight, the Kapanen, on paper, I like Kapanen, Doc, and Bolduc, but it's not meshing yet. Those 3. I mean, they have the potential to be a very good line. It's just sometimes you put these lines together and it just, for whatever reasons, it doesn't work. And Rick, that's why, as much as I like Oliver Kapanen, I think that they need to bring somebody else in next game.
Yeah. I do too. Cappy works well in open spaces, and he finds them, and he sneaks in, and he gets shots on nets when he's being really successful. But he doesn't. At this point of his career, he doesn't take the game to the opponent. And right now, there's not enough space available on the ice for him to be effective playing his game. So I think bringing in, I really like your suggestion of Beck. Maybe move Doc back at center with Budzik and Beck. Try that as a line. A lot of physicality, a lot of going up and down the wing, a lot of board battles that are going to be won. They could feed off each other, simplify their game a little bit, and I think that could have success. You have yes, they're both right-handed shots, but you got two guys who could play center. So if ever Doc gets kicked out of the face-off circle, you still have Beck in there. And I mean, the more I think about it, the more I think that line could actually be pretty intriguing to me. Again, you can't have finesse against Carolina. They just block. They're just so good defensively, and they get on you quickly. You need guys who get shots to the net, and I think that those three would get shots to the net.
Yeah, and I think Beck maybe you let Beck take most of the draws with that trio, but let Doc play center, away after the draw type thing.
Sure.
Yep.
Doc's best games in the playoffs came at center. I was a little surprised that he's been kind of moved back to the wing when really, his whole junior career, his whole minor hockey career, he was a center. His first 2 years in Montreal, he was a center. Last year, when he came back from his injury, he was a second line center, and now he can't even be the fourth line center, even though his best games of the playoffs, or certainly his best game, was at center when he first got moved there. I would put Doc back at center and bring Beck in for draws and try it. And
Sure.
Beck's got a little more speed than Cappy, and I think right now, for whatever reasons, Oliver's having some issues keeping up with the pace of the game.
Yeah. I think it's the fact that he's played so many games and then he sat out for a while. He's having a hard time getting his feet under him again. I do expect him to be swapped out for the next game, but I think it's going to be Veleno that comes in. I'd love to see Beck there. I think
Probably.
he would work great, but I expect Veleno to go in. And for the same reasons that you mentioned with Beck. I mean, he does have some speed. He can win some face-offs. He can move to the wing afterwards, let Doc play center, provide that a little bit of help to set up the cycle. So when Doc and Budzik are really effective, the cycle game is going, and Veleno could really help with that.
Yeah,
sure.
I know him, Beck. People are saying I don't see Beck. Probably not. But he was a fantastic playoff performer in the OHL. Led two teams. Led two teams, right, back-to-back years. Superb at playoff time, and I would love to see. 93, Jacques Demers. He friggin' brought in guys. He brought in rookies. He brought in young legs over and over again, and it gave. Do you not think, like, no disrespect for Joe Veleno, but do you not think that Owen Beck, if he got to friggin' play,
hungry.
He would be so friggin' hungry, man. He would play. I bet you I'd be surprised if he didn't play his best game of the friggin' year. And the adrenaline would just be pumping. I would bring in Beck. I really would. Rick, the more you would, as you said, the more you thought about it, maybe Beck's the guy to bring in, eh?
Yeah, it's everything you said. It's a speed, intelligence is stepping up to play big games. But at the end of the day, it's also that shot. He's got a big, heavy shot, and if he plays and you encourage him to use it, he will give you what Montreal need right now. Less finesse, less east-west play, more get in, get down, shoot the puck hard, go to the net. That's it. That's all. You want that to be happening because, again, boy, if you hold on to the puck for a while, Carolina's really good at getting on top of you. They were really something else on that part of the game. You can't hold on to the puck for too long against Carolina, and Beck won't do that. And on top of it, he's intense. He battles hard. He finishes his checks. We got two guys on the line that do that too. I like the fact that they'll push each other to do it. They'll motivate each other. One guy gives a big hit, the other one's going to be like, I'll give a big hit too. Watch this. He gives a big hit, and then you're getting that cycling game going. You're creating mistakes. You're switching it up. You got other guys who are really good at playing that puck possession, fancy game, lots of passes. But it's great that you can mix it up with something else. Look, who's been effective for Carolina? That fourth line's been good for Carolina, and that's what they're doing: getting in, getting shots on net. Thank you very much. Right?
Yeah, Eric Robinson. You
Yeah.
know, yeah.
He's been a Habs killer his whole career.
Oh yeah.
And I think some of what you're saying, Rick, has to be applied to the top six as well. They've been trying to play too cute at times, especially the top line, with there's little tap pass between the legs. Get that transition going, go up ice with speed. Once you're in the zone, you get a shot off, great. Get the puck moving in the offensive zone, then get creative in the small area games. Do that, but play north south to get into that zone, because these little drop passes, they're ending up as giveaways at the blue lines, and that's what's going to kill the Canadians. That's what killed any momentum they had going, because Carolina, like you said, they're on you right away when they go. As soon as the puck's on your stick, there's a black jersey right on you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And Ben says, Rick, I like your suggestion of Beck. He's pretty good on the draws. He got foot speed and he shoots. Yeah. Except Ben, it was me. It was me that suggested Beck. And Rick agreed. So get it right, guys.
I think Rick voiced it a lot better, though.
Oh, well, that's why he's the guest. And I'm just a lowly host. Came here from HF, can't post there, always a cesspool. HF boards? Oh boy, yeah, great place to. I aged. I did not have gray hair before. Before I first went on HF boards, and then it was just. Yeah, I spent too many hours of my life on HF boards 20 years ago. But you know what? In a roundabout way, it kind of got me scouting jobs in the long run. So I'll forever. I have to give. It wasn't a complete waste of time going to the cesspool all the time, and the same thing with Twitter, which can be a damn cesspool as well. If this is Carolina at 100% and the Habs at 50, I'm not worried. No, I agree. Regroup, adjust our strategy based on Rod's game 2 response, and show up with energy. That's well put. No, the Canadians almost won their 5th straight road game tonight, guys, against two teams with 109 and 100 and how many points did Carolina have? 113 or something like that? 112. So 250 win teams, and they had won 4 straight against them and came within an overtime goal of 5 straight road wins against two really good teams. So the Habs need, they're 2-4 at home. I don't know why, but they have to play better at home. They want to put on a show, it seems like, and yet they have to play more like what we're saying there: dump and chase, cycle the puck, more offensive zone possession. Keep Carolina hemmed in their own zone a little more. The Canadians, I wish they had that Eric Stahl, Yoel Armia, Corey Perry line this playoff, man. There's been
it would do wonders for them.
Last game, second period there, against Buffalo, I'm thinking, geez, if they only had that line, remember how much offensive zone possession time did that line have, cycling the puck, using that size, and as Liam has pointed out, this team's not really a great cycling team, is it, Rick?
No, it's just not what they do, but they could use some of that, for especially against Carolina again, who make things difficult for you if you try to move around too much. the thing with Carolina is they're really good again using their sticks to break up plays, and their forwards are really good at getting on you fast. So the space becomes limited, but they also attack you by attacking you. If you could get the puck down deep and get that cycling game going, that plays against what they do well, right? Because their willingness to attack and to move up quickly last game caused them issues. So if you could get the game down a little bit, cycle the puck and bring and get them out of their out of their comfort zone, well, that would be a good thing. But again, it's going to take a different way for Montreal to play. And again, as you guys were talking about, it's going to take all the lines, and it's going to take more than just Anderson, Dano, and not even Doc wasn't doing much of that today, but Zerg kind of does it. But I want to see more of that from Doc a little bit more. But again, he wasn't playing with the right guys. Maybe they were not. He wasn't getting enough help for him to be able to do it on his own. So I do give him a bit of a break for that.
Yeah. Demi's made some great plays along the boards. He's really good at turning away, like turning the right way. He's just he turns on a dime, and I just thought, for a team that had 12 shots on net, I better get a defenseman in there, as one of the 3 stars. But certainly, very, very strong honorable mention. I agree with you, Blain, for Demidov tonight. He had a really solid game, no doubt. Okay, I guess. All right. That wasn't a question, was it? Let's get to the
No, it wasn't.
Let's get to the stats here. Kapanen -2. Okay, Oliver. It's been nice. It's been fun, but I'm sorry, buddy. You're coming out of lineup tonight. Next game. I don't know. He's just the end of the year he struggled some, and he just I don't know. He's just chasing the play and behind the play right now. And as much as I loved Oliver Kapanen in the first half of the season, there's no doubt that there's been a regression in his game, and he's going to have to come out. I was actually surprised that he was out in the overtime. To be honest with you, Stroobs and him both were out in overtime. I'm not sure that was the right decision, but I think that Marty, they're going to have a look at the tape and say, okay, I think we got to pull, we got to replace Oliver here with someone else. I would do Beck. Valeno would be fine. The other possibility, Blain, Florian, bring in the Jackeye brothers.
That'd be fun.
Well, the Hansons aren't available, so why not? Why not bring?
I mean, with Arbor back there, they'd be a little bit more scared to go into the corners in the 5 minutes that he gets played. And Florian does play. He plays a good north-south game with speed. He's a much younger Anderson.
Yeah. Mark, have a pint on me. Grant will get him next time. Atta boy. No, I did not expect them to win tonight. And Donnie, you became a member. Good stuff. Go Habs, go. Team loss. Agreed. Yeah, you can't blame. Somebody's getting tired. Says he's got 5 more minutes. I won't say who. You guys can probably guess. Trent Yanni. All right. They working you too much there, Blainer?
Yeah. Freaking King's demanding work all the time.
So are you gonna go in that new sub, or they're gonna ship you off on underwater? Under the sea. No?
I am not a submariner.
No way. No. I just noticed that they bought a from where? Korea or Taiwan or where was it?
If it's KPMG, it's Korea.
Yeah, okay. It was a South Korean submarine. We're getting loaded up here. We're ready to battle. So face-offs. Cappy 80%. Okay, well he did one thing well tonight. Evans 60%. Phil Danault 50. Suzuki 50. So thanks to Cappy, apparently they were above water in the face-offs tonight. New Hook another 0 for 3. I don't know what his stats are for the face-offs, but it seems like he's 0 for 3, 0 for 3, 0 for 3. But the last 5 or 6 games, I don't think his face-off stats are too great. But when you're only taking 3 draws, it's not too consequential. Ice time tonight, kind of interesting to see. Caulfield 1753, down a little bit. Nick under 20 again. Carrier 22, pretty solid effort again from Alex Carrier.
Yeah.
Another +2. He's +6 his last 2 games.
Wow.
Is Alex Carrier. Maybe, maybe I should have picked him as one of the 3 stars, but I did last game, and I knew that if I picked Matheson, that would get a few guys riled up. So sometimes you got to rile them up, folks. Now Struble played 11:56, and like I said, he even got a bit of time in the OT. I don't know. He was okay, I guess, tonight, but the defense was okay tonight, but certainly a stronger game last game, I thought. And shots wise, nobody had 3 shots on net. Hits 17. The last 2 games, Rick, the Habs have had 17 hits. Against Buffalo and against Tampa, some games they had that in a period.
Yeah, but they're chasing. They tend to chase and not have trouble keeping up. I think the strategy with Carolina is really just to try to block the middle of the ice and not go for a hit, and hope that they could kind of rebound and do the transition thing. Because again, Carolina, plays aggressively, and that they do tend to get a bit deeper than they should at times. I believe that's why they're not hitting as much. I think it's part of the strategy, but they should be hitting a little bit more than that, though, especially if they're the ones who are on the forecheck. Finish your checks, make things a little bit harder. They have some small. I mean, Sean Walker is not a big guy, but he is stocky and strong. I'm not going to take that away, but he is 5'11", and Gauntlet Spear is not a very big defenseman either. There's a few guys in there that you could lay the body in a little bit and just make it a little bit uncomfortable for them. So at least on the forecheck, I like to see a little bit more hits.
Yeah, well, Veleno, it hits a fair bit, and maybe maybe it's Veleno that comes in. Galley's a possibility, but I don't know. Like just like Cappy, he just seems like he's a little behind the pace right now. He's just not quite keeping up. Cappy needs one more good off season here. Pick up a little more speed, get a little stronger, so he can play an entire season. Come back next year fresh, and hopefully play in the first half like he did this year, because he looks to be running on fumes right now. Blain.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, well, on that great ending note from you, I'm going to let you go. And
Okay.
Thanks again for doing this with us. And
my pleasure.
Next round, next game, let's hope for a better outcome. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Well, they've been winning 2 in a row after losing 1. It's becoming a thing. So
That's the new thing, and they certainly don't lose 2 in a row. That so expect them to win the next game, right?
Yeah.
All right, good.
All right. Thanks, Dan.
Blain, one-word answer, Potvin. Good seeing you tonight, and hopefully next time you're a little more verbose.
Maybe.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thanks, Blain.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you
Thanks,
later,
guys.
buddy. Whew. Yeah, that reminded me of some of my more nightmarish interviews as a journalist there. Or the one-word answers, eh? Yep.
You get to the point sometimes where that's all that comes out. You
Oh,
you
no.
just can't do it anymore.
Oh, I know.
We've all been there.
He did send me a private chat saying 5 more minutes. So I thought I'd keep hitting him with the questions.
Yeah.
What,
No, it's fine. It's fine. It was funny to see.
what's this? Oh, he's heading to the Split Crow. No, I think he's heading to the bed. I think he's heading to Betty Buys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Blain, by the way, is writing some great articles there for the hockey writers. Go check out his stuff. He's
good.
yeah, he's putting out some good content there. Yeah, he played mostly on the left. Struble was playing on his offside. Yeah, they were doing that sometimes, I think. Hudson on the both on their offside there a couple of times, but I think usually Struble was on the left Struble was on the right and Lane on the left, right?
Yeah, there was a little bit more of that, but there was just a lot of there was a lot of switching around. But I think that happens pretty often with the Habs general. They kind of they switch it up as the play goes. So, but you are right. I think more often than not, I found Hudson was more often on the left and on the right, and Struble was a little bit more on the left, which makes sense. I think. It was just again when the puck is in your zone for long periods of time, and the puck was in Montreal zone for good parts of the game, you're going to see a lot of these switches happen because the play breaks down and you have to move and you have to catch up, and then the other one covers from you. But and that's maybe a symptom of maybe the puck being in your own zone a little bit too often. And that's the one thing too which bothered me a little bit with Montreal, was that extra pass in their own zone from D to D too much sometimes. And then especially back passes, there was a few during the game that I said, let's cut that down a little bit, because now sometimes the defenseman is stuck with a Carolina forward coming right at them full speed, and they're just banging the puck off the boards. D to D and get it out of your zone a little quicker than that sometimes, guys.
Yeah. That Slav back pass cross ice there at the end of the period, like, oh my goodness, Slav. And then he did another one later, but it was beautiful, and it was I mean, so back to his defenseman, he's just I guess that's part of his game now. He's gonna do it regardless, and take the good with the bad. He's made some beautiful spinorama back passes there in the playoffs, and he's made some duds. And certainly the last 10 seconds of a period, you're at center ice. Don't do a spin around pass across the ice like that. Just don't,
No.
Dump it in, or throw it in your own zone. Do anything but that, It's just, even if it does get on, you still probably don't have enough time to get a good scoring chance anyways, because the Canadians will make 4 more friggin' passes before they shoot the puck. Anyway, So anyway, it was yeah, it a little disappointing, but They got the split. People
No,
have to,
exactly.
you know, they got them to overtime. They almost like New
Yeah,
Hook came down close to sneaking it through and getting another game winner there. They'd be making a chiseling out a statue of him right now if that one had snuck through. So
I
um,
know.
Sheldon, I'm more than happy with the split. Go Habs. Yeah, absolutely. You gotta uh, it's always a little more disappointing when they lose in overtime because you know if they win they're up 2-0, but let's be honest, they were lucky to get that to a fourth period. You know,
And I go back to my old point again. They are taking on an excellent team. Like I don't know what the expectations were sometimes, and we're Habs fans and we're a Habs centric podcast, so we tend to look at it from that point of view. But really,
well,
um, considering how much of a good team Carolina is, and Montreal, like I said, on the road took them nose to nose, kind of in terms of the score at least.
yeah,
Um, and even though the shot differential was huge, I do feel like a good deal of shots were manageable. They came from far, and that's what Montreal's been doing a lot since the playoffs starting. They're letting people get the shots from far. They trust Dobesh because as we talked about at the start of the year, right? Every shot from the blue line was going good, so they couldn't have done this
yeah,
at the start of the year, obviously. But they do let in a lot of shots, and I think part of it is from design, knowing that they have good, solid goaltending, and trying to work really on the off the rush and off the transition as much as possible.
yeah. No, for sure. And Matheson was on the ice for 2 goals against, by the way, when including the game winner. So people are, of course, and the two defensemen were sort of over on the same side, but you I give credit to Nick Ehlers.
I do too. Yeah,
Is anybody blaming Lane Hudson and Cole Caulfield for that? No, they shouldn't. Right? It was a
yeah,
great play by Nick Ehlers, and the winning goal was a very nice play from him too. So Nick Ehlers was a great pickup by them.
yeah.
Stankoven has turned out to be, after the kerfuffle of the Rantanen deal and then having to, trade him back. Um, um, it was, uh, $10 small donation towards getting Rick a headset like you, Grant. Yeah,
We
I
tried
got,
the headset; it was a disaster.
I got the,
I do have one. I do have the one I ordered this week that I thought I could cancel actually came in. I couldn't cancel it, so when I have a little bit of time, we'll do some tests and see if it works. I might have a new headset for you guys for the next
oh,
show.
okay, good. Oh, you didn't cancel it.
Yeah, I couldn't. I
Got the,
tried, but they refused it.
got the mic thing on it.
Yeah, it does, but maybe
But
it's a much better quality one, so it might work out a bit better.
okay. Also, you can always like probably still use the mic. Can you turn the mic off on it? Maybe
I will
if
find out.
if if
I
you
haven't
still
even
have a
tried.
mic, you can use the. You can probably still use the other mic
Oh, great.
anyway.
Okay,
But
we'll try it
anyway,
out.
well, I know the mic didn't work too well
Yeah.
on the other one. I don't know that you should have a mic that close to
Okay.
your face, but anyway, we shouldn't be talking about this right now. Yes, Grant, you can use either mic. Yeah. So
All
what
right.
I do is like you go down to the gear icon and just make sure that the mic that you have plugged in, like I've got
Yeah.
this mic, just
Yeah.
make sure it's on that and
Okay.
it'll still go through that. So
Sounds good.
uh
Sounds good.
okay. And if you use a mic from the headset, simply make sure it's below your chin.
All right.
Yes.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
that
Mark.
helps.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So we have a Leaf hater. You are very welcome here. Oh, okay. Somebody is coming on and trolling a bit. Nah, bro, I actually hate the Leafs. I'm just joking with you guys. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll let you joke then. Um, Anderson, low key carried y'all tonight. Yeah, Anderson and Danault. Phil, just night and day difference, Rick, of what we saw in regular season, and what we've been seeing. We've been seeing in the playoffs here. He now, if I'm not mistaken, has more points than any other Habs forward. Either has more points or he's tied now with Suzuki for points in the last two postseasons among all Habs forwards. Last year, of course, he was with LA. He had 8 points, and this year, 10. I guess he has so far this year. And winning faceoffs, making great plays defensively, playing more physically than he had in the past. Just all around, well worth that second round pick that they gave up, and they still have a second round pick, anyways.
Right.
That's the odds of you getting two players that play on a team that's a Final Four team in the NHL, with with the cupboards stocked otherwise as well. The odds of two second round picks making the team in the future are probably about 10%
Oh yeah.
or less. So I'll take that. I'll take that. Oh, what's this, Donnie? Grant to Montreal fund, poutine, smoked meat, Molson, etc. Ooh, jeez. Do I look like I'm getting too thin there, Donnie, or what? Poutine, smoked meat, Molson. Danault has two left at 5.5. Thank you, Donnie, for the. Maybe I'll get a salad and a bottle of water. Okay. Matheson wasn't on his game tonight. Neither was. Okay, thank you. Otherwise, you hear breathing. That's right. Brendan Moore said after the first period of the first game that he had never seen such a great effort by an opposing team against his team ever. So the Habs showed how dominant they can be. That's those are heady words from Rod Brindamore.
Boy, Habs got a lot of love from opposing coaches, it seems. All year round, all I've heard is how tough they are to play against, how much of a problem they are, what kind of headache they give. It's not. They have 106 points in the season. It's not a streak. It's not just a short-term thing. They've been good for a while. Everybody knew they'd be good for a while. I think the playoff success came in maybe a tad earlier. I don't know. Maybe people thought one more year, and after that they'd be like more of a contender. You felt though that they could really go far. You're probably the only one who really believed that they could go far. To be honest, I thought there was a chance, but I really felt next year was going to be the breakout year for Montreal. But the getting the right veterans to play the right role is a game changer, and that's kind of what leads me into to Phil Danault. They got a player that knows the market, obviously, I mean, being from here, but having played here for a while. They got a player that was misused in LA. LA is not a very well organized organization, in my opinion. They've done a lot of weird decisions that just didn't make any sense to me. And I brought that up in the past when they pick up Danault and then they pick up Dubois, but then both of them are overpaid, so neither of them can play the third role. And then they had to put Danault on the second line to justify his salary, but that's not helping him. So he leaves a bad situation with a team that's not going anywhere, that doesn't produce any offense. And Danault was probably thinking that he has to produce more offense to help this team because nobody else is. And he leaves all that to come to Montreal, where he gets to play the role that suits him, and takes him a little bit of time to, the playoffs are. He's a veteran. The playoffs, he's playing well. He's getting ready, but then the playoffs come, and oh boy, like this is what you're there for. You're a veteran, and he understands how to play in the playoffs. He understands what needs to be done. He has the patience, the experience, and he fits in right in there. He's got an exact role: defensive player, left shot, center. That's his role. He could focus on doing what he has to do. He doesn't have to do anything else but that. And that's the game changer for me for Dano. What an amazing pickup, because he was not, they got the right guy instead of getting a guy. And a lot of teams do that in the playoff right before at the trade deadline. We need to get a player. Let's give a second round pick because we have to get somebody, and the player is not the right fit. Montreal gave up a second round pick to pick a guy that they needed in their lineup.
Yeah, and as it turned out, it was good timing that they did it when they did too, because Evans, if you remember, went down with an injury
Yes,
and
good
missed.
point.
And if they hadn't had Deneau for those 10
Ooh.
games, they really would have been in trouble.
Yes.
Somebody saying Beck over Gallagher, come on. Well, the thing is, Pete, that you need another faceoff guy. You know, if you take Kapanen out and you don't replace him with Veleno, I think you need another guy that can take some draws just to protect Doc. You know, and have one more guy that can take some draws. And Beck can take draws. Gallagher can't. He's also Beck. Gally love love Gallagher, but he just looks like he's out of steam there. He can't keep up with the pace,
No.
unfortunately. By the 20 seconds into a shift, he looks like he's done, unfortunately. And you can't you got to have somebody that's it is Valeno is fighting an injury right now. I think that I have heard that he's. Did Marty say somebody said something about Marty saying that that's why he's not playing because he's been fighting something. But anyway, I would bring in Beck and give him a go if Valeno is not, even if Valeno's ready to go. I think I'm a believer in bringing in young legs that a Beck's a proven playoff performer. I know it was at the
Yes.
junior level, but it
Yeah.
was Memorial Cups. It was World Junior tournaments. He's one of only two players to play in back-to-back Memorial Cups and World Juniors in the past. I think actually in Canadian history, if I'm not mistaken, there's been two players that played in back-to-back Memorial Cups and World Juniors. So um, he's played in a lot of big games, big moments
Yeah.
over the past few years, and I just think Beck would be, you know, hey, we saw it in '93, the last time they won a cup. You bring in these guys, and they just injected enthusiasm, youth, adrenaline into the lineup, and helped the Canadians win. Win the whole thing. So I don't know. I heard he was concussed, and that's why Marty brought in Cap. Okay, well, there you go. Um, Beck is fast and has a hard shot, the basis of a good hockey player. Taylor Hollish, yeah, something like that. Yeah, Rick. Well, um, Buffalo did not follow your advice with Shannon Stanley, although to be fair, they wanted Parayko. Yeah, that's right. They did trade for Parayko, and then as it turned out, they had to settle for sloppy seconds or whatever you want to call it. There, it wasn't
Yeah.
Shannon Stanley, and it didn't. I wouldn't have traded for them, but they felt the need to do it, and yeah, if they'd have had Parayko, ooh, they
That's
would have.
different. Yeah.
Yeah,
Jen and Stally are no way Pareko.
no, that would have. They probably would be playing Carolina right now if they'd have got Parayko.
Yeah.
You know. Okay, Rick. Well, listen. You got an hour in here. I'm gonna keep answering a few questions, and
Absolutely.
go through a few more comments here, but we'll let you go for tonight. And thanks as always for tuning in. And hey, bringing some level headedness. I mean, we both feel the same way. Yeah, it's disappointing that they get it to overtime and they can't win, but split in Carolina is what we wanted, and
Yeah,
almost got the sweep. So uh, the
absolutely.
Canadians are definitely in this, and
Absolutely.
it's going to be a long series. I think it's going at
Oh yeah.
least six or seven game series. I would suspect.
Yep. Yep. Again, yeah, it wasn't the game we wanted, but there's no shame in that loss today. They give Carolina all they could handle.
All right, Rick.
All right.
Have a great night, and
Thank you, Greg. Thanks very much.
we'll talk to you Monday.
Absolutely. Bye, everyone.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Rick Springhetti, the one and only. By the way, Cunningham's Pub, best wings in Montreal. If still haven't heard from anybody here, it's surprising to me that they're apparently 37% of my audience lives in Montreal, but evidently they don't. They just watch. They don't participate in the live chat because um, you know apparently nobody can come out to Cunningham's Pub next Friday to so I won't come down if it's that simple. There's no use in me trying to set something up because it doesn't help Cunningham's Pub and it doesn't help me if nobody can come out. And that's fine. I understand it. Most of you are not even in Montreal, which is kind of funny, but that's fine. According to the stats, 37% of you live in the Quebec area, but evidently most of them don't come in the live chat. When's this team going to find a Weber type to play with Hudson and hold other teams accountable for taking runs and cheap shots uh, at Hudson every game in the playoffs? Yeah. Um, hmm. Yeah, you don't have to explain, guys. I know most of you don't live. They come in the chat. It's weird. Lots of people from Montreal. Maybe it's like Habs staff, Habs players. They just lurk in the background. Um, from New Zealand, I wish I could, fella. Yeah, no worries, guys. Oh, we got an Ohio. Yeah, well, I could tell you were from uh, trolling from the States. You can't rely on evasiveness for his entire career. hmm I wouldn't worry about it. What? Teams aren't going to not go after Hudson because, ooh, there's a Shea Weber on the ice. They're not pussies. They don't, it's big man's game, man. He can handle it. I'm not too worried about Lane Hudson. Deneau allows Hage to sage in the minors without a rush to the NHL. Yeah. Hage to sage. Habs are for real. You bet your blue, blanc, et rouge arse. There you go. I think they can win this. Carolina's, if that's the best they've got, I mean, Aho, you know, their top players when they're playing their best aren't as good as Montreal's top players, aren't as productive. They didn't have a 100-point score, they didn't have a 90-point score. So here's hoping that the Canadians big guns start to produce here. Back at home, it's time for the big line to shine and get some goals and um, um, yeah, well, it's Tuck, I know you're coming on here. Blah 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 blah. Carolina's the best. Da 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 da. You know what? You haven't seen close to the best that Montreal can bring either. So, all right. Tampa was hitting Hudson with arms up at his head. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, trust me, the Habs are just getting warmed up. Tampa was hitting Hudson with arms up at his head. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Um, I want to give a shout out here. Next Level Hockey _ That's their Instagram. Specialists in hockey development, trusted by NHL prospects. Whether you're looking to elevate your shooting, skating, stick handling, or overall game, NLH is here to take your game to the next level. Visit them at nextlevelhockey.com and follow their Instagram at nextlevelhockey _ for daily tips, posts, and updates. If you or someone you know have young, aspiring hockey players who want to elevate their game, trust Next Level Hockey to guide them forward. Next Level Hockey, it's in the name. And by the way, Owen Beck, who we talked about quite a bit tonight, he attended Next Level Hockey and sharpened his skills. So there. Bonachère Caves, Eganville, Ontario. They're now open for the summer, folks. My good friend Chris Hinsberger, Caveman Chris. It's a private family-owned business run by hockey fans. Visit their website, bonacharecaves.com. I think you'll be blown away. It's like $25 for adults, $15 only for kids, $22 for senior citizens. You can't, where can you go to a tourist attraction and pay that little money? Not too many spots. Bonachère Caves, it's in the heart of the Ottawa Valley, about an hour from Ottawa. Beautiful place to visit, Eganville. Go check it out this summer. And I'm going to have my hockey book, Valley Snapshots, available there throughout the summer. Free copies for everybody. I'm just going to leave him with, like, I don't know, a couple hundred of my books that are sitting in the garage, that I didn't sell when I published it. I'm just going to give them to Chris and hand them out to people. So if you go up there, this book's worth the price of admission alone. So go check out the caves, get a book that covers the value of your ticket to get in. That's a pretty good deal, I'd say. But if you do go and you do grab one of my books, tell them that you know you saw their ad on Habscast. I'd appreciate it. And by the way, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Um, Mike Matheson will appreciate it if you do. Remember that Habs are built to compete for the next decade, and we didn't buy any rentals at the deadline. Yeah. Yeah. Oh well, tough luck. You know it all, buddy. I'm glad you came on, and you're setting us straight on everything here. Yeah. You watch the Habs and the Canes. You got both screens on every night. You're a hell of a man. Watch every game. Good for you, buddy. If you face the Panthers, yeah. You don't want to hear that the Canes are beatable. Yeah, I guess not. No, that no one can ever beat the Canes. They're third round dynamos. Yeah. I like the Habs lineup better than the Canes. We will prevail. Absolutely. Yeah. Tough luck. And he, I just sent him off to the Canes land. He can go on there and tell Canes fans how great they are. if you wouldn't have been posting so much, but just whatever, buddy. Go on a Carolina podcast and tell them how great they are. Anderson can handle anyone in the league. Ask Tom Wilson. Just put the bug in his ear. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, well, Tough ain't coming back. Ain't that tough enough? Ain't that tough enough? I will invite you all to partake in some of my nice indica. May mellow out the mood after a tough loss. Yeah, everybody fall asleep. I give trolls little leeway, but when they take over the take over the chat, bye bye. Time to leave. We're keeping this. We're keeping things amiable here. Don't need the back and forth crap. All right. What else can we talk about here? I think I got through all of the stats for the most part here. Short-handed, Carrier played 429. Carrier Matheson. 3 block shots from Matheson. Again, Carrier 4. Hudson 3. The same guys that keep blocking shots. The Habs, by the way, are leading the NHL in block shots in the postseason, and they did the same thing in the regular season. Pretty impressive. Dobson, 1 block shot. You know, he's not blocking as many shots here so far since he came back. And can you really blame him, you know, after breaking his thumb or whatever it was, blocking a shot? He's still not 100%. You can tell with the shot, but he's getting close to that 6 week mark here, right? So, oh yeah. And does anybody you heard that fun stat of the Habs fans registered on the Richter scale? I heard it. Huh. Yeah, I heard it. All right. In fact, see if I got it here. I posted a picture of it the other night, Mark. Liam got quite a kick out of it. I must have it on my other laptop, but yeah. I not only know about it, Mark, I showed a picture of it and we talked about it. So here's hoping they can, with 0.5 on the Richter scale, here's hoping they can hit 1 on the Richter scale. Yeah, that's right. You got it easy on the indica, man. You miss. See what you miss? Dover says you could play 40 more. Yeah, I like that. I like that comment from him. I think Dovish needs to go back to his Game 7 focus in Buffalo. He didn't engage in nonsense and was ultra focused. Yeah. Ain't that tough enough? Yeah. This loss doesn't even bother me much. Can't win them all. No. Exactly. Why are they allergic to shooting on a struggling goalie? Yeah. I know. It's always frustrating, but when a goalie is struggling, the other team maybe tries a little harder, you know? Like, remember Carolina when they had David Ayers in nets? The Zamboni driver? You know, Toronto tried, but, you know, you got well, they played Canes played like they had a Zamboni driver in the nets tonight. Well, not the best effort, but still took Canes to overtime to finish us. Yeah, I know, but tough enough. Watched every game. Every game is split screen, and they're way better. Anderson was looking behind his back a lot. Yeah, the friggin' new hook, that new hook play. By the way, anybody here? Um, I'm friggin'. I've had it with Bell. They keep jacking up my friggin' internet. I really want to try out another service. I guess Virgin. They've gone away from Virgin. Bell. Does anybody know anyone that has tried eBox? Just curious to know whether eBox is any good. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not doing. I'm not doing Rogers. No, I know they're owned by Bell. I realize they're owned by Bell, but it's $55 instead of the 115 that Bell keeps cranking up my friggin' price to. I did a fair bit of research on these guys, and their new modem that they have, Nokia modem, apparently is pretty good. But um, Fizz, okay. Uh, we had Rogers Internet before, and it didn't work that great here. So I was kind of hoping maybe to go with a provider that's through Bell, and that's why I was thinking uh, eBox, which is 55 for a 500. So, um, yeah, I know, but then you have to. It's for a limited time, and then they jack the friggin' thing up again. It's they drive me nuts. I've had enough. I don't want to give Bell. I've given Bell what $100,000 over the years. I've had it. I want to switch. Fizz, eh? Okay, I'll have a look at Fizz. Who do they? Who are they under? Mark, like whose lines do they use or whatever? Because I'm happy. I'm fine with my fiber optic line with Bell. I'd rather pay 55 than 115. Um, Canada needs to get it together. Monopolies, yeah, too many. I know. Execulink, but it seems slow. Yeah. No, I need good. I need good internet. No, I know. I just I've had both Bell and Rogers here, and I prefer Bell lines. Uh, I find them better here for the hops used by providers. Yeah. Um, Mark, I sent you an email. Did you not get it a couple of weeks ago when you were AWOL? I tried sending you emails. Did you not get them? I guess not. Uh, Here is an email that you can reach me at. Tech Savvy. Yeah, they're about $70, and then after the first year, it goes up another $40. Like it's like 120 after the first year. I was looking at Tech Savvy. I need 500 gigabytes, but um, my dad used to leave a 50 on top of the TV, and the installer would hook you up. Yeah. Disability connect to success. I don't know. Sorry, folks. We're getting a little. Hey, we're an hour and 20 minutes in. Most of the hockey talk is over here. Um, yeah, the old 50 on top doesn't work too well anymore. Hmm. Well, we've got new fiber lines in here from Bell, and they're pretty good. But so you're saying no to e-box, eh? I was doing quite a bit of research there. Habs in 6, yeah, yeah. Okay. Thanks for sending me an email, Mark. Um, I hope so. They're going to have to start to win in Montreal. They got to change that around. Um, okay, Donnie. We will see you Monday. Thanks again, as always, for your generosity. It's most appreciated. I'll uh, I'll send a few more bucks to Rick here soon too. I gotta pay off my new laptop. No lagging, no way. It's working pretty well. I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah, I think Hudson will be okay. More of a Charlie horse. He's a tough kid. He doesn't get hit that often either. It's hard. It's really hard to um, you know a lot about E-Box. Fam works there. Okay. All right. Not crazy about the name. On the PK, Matheson was really good at. Oh, did you see that one that he did? Especially, yeah, I know, where he just friggin' launched, got the puck, and got it out. He was excellent on the PK tonight. I know people are disagreeing with me on that, but I really liked his defensive play for the most part tonight. Yes, when he's got the puck, sometimes he drives you crazy, but away from the puck, man, he does yeoman work that's not always noticeable. But yes, Francois, I did notice the launch dive. He did it more than once, and there was one instance in particular where it was really, and it was a key to get killing off those penalties. He's been a huge part of it for sure. Um, Absolutely. Thank you. New Lappy seems great. Not sure what that means. Ken figures people not cool like that anymore. Have you talked to any of the service reps for any of the big companies? Oh, okay. Well, okay. Yeah, I get thinking like you're talking about Max Lapierre's turned over a new leaf or something. Yeah, no, I'm happy with it. Quite happy. I really like the picture, the resolution. It's too early to talk about the contract situation. We have a couple to resign. Is it too early? Yeah. Well, steal my neighbor's internet. Yeah. Oh, my hammies are getting tired here. I don't think I can, for some reason. I don't think I can go on. I'm getting uncomfortable here. Go for much longer. Need a young lad needs a new chair here. Extend Anderson. Mm, yeah. What is Andy? 32? 32 years old. I would extend Demi. Can they extend Dobish this off season too? I would do that. Anderson, get those guys new deals pronto. 400 megabytes, $56 a month. 400 would probably do me. Okay, I'll look into that. Put both Jack Eye boys in for game 3. Yeah. Sad to say it's time for Galley to retire. Don't think that way. Didn't think that way until now. I know. It's hard to it's difficult when it comes to that. When it comes to that, right? E-box is best bet for where you live. Yeah, okay. I did I know AI is AI, but I really went a deep dive with AI today. Um and they really and then I mean I asked them a ton of questions and um you know their modems Wi-Fi 6 for my needs and what I'm doing. mm, they really recommended it, and I mean you know I read up on ebox and all of the negatives and just kept firing everything, and I liked I liked I liked the logic on it. $55, 500 megabytes. The price doesn't go up. Uh, I mean, presumably, I don't need. I'm happy about the price, and if it works, customer service isn't that big a deal, anyways, right? Uh, so, and I mean, it can't be worse than Bell Canada when it comes to customer service. Frig, especially when you're trying to get your bill back down to what it should be. They 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 you have to jump through a lot of hoops. Let me tell you. By the way, that email I gave you is not my primary, so I have to. Oh, actually, I can get it on my phone. Hmm. I did not get your email. Maybe it's just not coming through right now. Unless it's in spam. Yeah, it's in spam. Huh. This message is similar to Messages that were identified as spam. You ever get that, Mark? There. I'll make sure to check my spam folder for your emails. Can the Avalanche recover, or are they done? Why are they so lame? Well, Murph, they're missing McCarr. Vegas is a good team. They're playing well right now. No, they're not a powerhouse, but Marner Marner's really stepped it up. They've got a half decent team, but no, Colorado looks entirely beatable without McCarr. As Mark says, a transition game. I mean, it's a huge part of their game. Like, how would Montreal be doing without Hudson, right? Huge, huge piece there. So it's but look, obviously they got to win the next game. I wouldn't be surprised if they do. I wouldn't be surprised if they won both games in Vegas, but we'll see. Certainly didn't expect them to lose both at home, but I seem to recall the Habs winning 2 games on Long Island, 1984 was it, or 85? Or no, when was it? One of those in the 80s, anyways. And the Islanders came back and won 4 straight. So, don't count out Colorado just yet. Can I do polls? Yeah, I think I could do polls. I probably should, eh? If they trade Matthews and get a good haul, they may actually turn things around. Yeah. Marner was a problem in Toronto, though. Yeah, oh yeah. They should have traded Matthews last year. If I was a GM last offseason, Matthews on the block, get a huge friggin' haul. And yeah, that's what I would have done. Oh, yeah, I switched. I did have Bell internet and mobility, and I was paying more than $200 a month for the two. And I just switched to Fido last week. Pretty happy that I've cut that bill in half, or more than half. Now I want to do it with my internet. Friggin' $1,200. I can save $1,200 a year just. And that'll pay for my friggin' laptop. So figured, what the hell? Enough's enough. They can't win without McCarr, not exactly a championship team. Well, most teams have troubles winning with when their Norris Trophy defenseman isn't there. Would Detroit have won all those cups without if Nick Lidstrom had been out of the lineup? Would the Habs have won 4 straight cups in the 70s without Big Bird back there on defense? Pretty big piece to be missing. What about the Islanders? Would they have won 4 straight without Denny Potvin? So, Metcalf, hard to believe in hockey that one guy is an issue, but some teams, yes. Well, yeah, when you're the straw that stirs the drink. Yeah, I agree, Murphy, that they're missing Ratnan as well. Who knows when Matthews comes back after that injury? Who was waiting for that in a trade? Yeah, well, there'd be somebody to trade for him for sure. But maybe he'll be rejuvenated playing with this McKenna kid, right? At least, you know, what's going to help Toronto here is having a player in their top six and likely in their top on their top line that's on an entry level contract. They've needed that, you know. Nye's help, but the one more guy here that can offset these big salaries that they have. So that's huge for them, and they'll pick McKenna. These lists that you see, like there was one that came out last week. I'm not going to mention his name. You guys probably know who it is. Had three defensemen at the top of the draft. Like, come on. It's, Stenberg, McKenna, Bjork are all going really high. I've got them 1, 2, 3. Oh, I like Stenberg a lot, Ken. But I may like Vigo Bjork even more. What a smart, skilled hockey player. Unbelievable. Love this kid. He's 5'10", 5'9.5", Nick Suzuki, Vigo Bjork. And maybe skates even a little better. Don't see Mats being able to stomach Matthews wearing his C. Somebody's got to do it. I don't think they're going to strip. Just trade the guy if, that's the case. They're not going to. They just finished taking it off of one guy. They aren't going to do it again. I mean, they should. He's the wrong guy. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Tough enough if you haven't done it yet. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. All right. So this Fizz, is it available in Ottawa? Marcus? I love seeing the Leafs in turmoil. Yes, but cable, so Rogers. Okay, well, I'm going fiber. I'm not going cable. I have to go fiber. More questions Leaf have, the better I feel. Yeah. 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 Well, I've had both, Mark, and I ran into I ran into issues with I'll send you an email here when I close up and explain it a little more to you. You hope Emil hopes that Winnipeg gets Bjork. Where's Winnipeg drafting? I'm so caught up with the Habs and the Habs not having a high pick. I'm just not quite up on it as I usually am. But where did they end up? Calgary 6, right? Because Bjork is not dropping. Randy, you're late to the party. You ask the question, then you answer it. I say Cappy doesn't play the next game. It's not because of that turnover. He's just having trouble keeping up with the pace right now. His legs are weary for whatever reason. I could explain why Rogers is so bad, but I don't want to put you all to sleep. No. Imagine Wendell or Dougie would say to that bunch between periods. Oh, yeah, or even Tucker, right? That was a playoff. That was a made for playoff team, right? They even had Muller for a few years there. Yeah, well, they won with 9 shots after they've shown that they don't need too many shots. Thank you, Bryce. 13.99. That's very kind of you. I appreciate the contribution. I am unfortunately going to have to wrap this up soon, though. Don't please don't feel like I'm just taking the money and running. My legs are killing me here. The idea of Tavares as a third C. How many teams would he not qualify as a 2C still? I'm not. I don't understand. Tavares still an 80-point scorer. He's a 2C. He's a top 2C. Habs will win this series. The pathway is there for the cup. Glad Hudson is okay. Well, I mean, Vegas is beatable. We Habs beat them. Habs beat them in 2021. They can beat them again. Colorado is beatable. Carolina is beatable. So, hey, absolutely, they're in the running here. Who do I see replacing Cap? Mark, were you out back sampling the indica when we had the 20-minute discussion on that earlier? Or Owen Beck time. Are some other podcasters losing their? Well, that's part of the shtick, eh? Look, we've seen how resilient this Montreal team is. Okay, thanks, Bryce. I appreciate it. We've seen, Kevin. We've seen how resilient. Look, they lose 8-3 in Montreal, and they friggin' what they do. They went to Buffalo and won the series. So, I'm not going to. I'm not going to get too worked up about getting a split in Carolina and taking them to overtime in game 2. Like, jeez, it's you know that's that's the most I would hope for. I didn't think for 1 minute that they'd win both games in Carolina, but they came within a new hook shot squeezing through Anderson's pads late in the third period of pulling off the sweep in Carolina. So they can play better, and they will. The crowd, I think, this time they're going to funnel that energy in a positive. Oh, here's a quick topic that we can talk about here. I've got another beer, but it's not very cold. We still have 66 on here. But who's gonna carry the torch game 3? Give me your suggestions here. Wouldn't mind Malkin playing and mentoring Demidov. till a long term. Yeah. Well, I did mention that Mike from Next Level Hockey, Mike Born and Country, um, suggested it that they get Malkin, and it might even convince Sid. Suzuki in Game 3. That's a weird color, folks. I'm gonna go get a cold beer. All right, just hang tight for like 2 minutes, and I'll get a. I'm gonna get a colder one. Cheers to the Habs winning the next one. Back away from the cliff, folks. Demi was very good. I would take out. I would give Texier a break. I haven't been crazy about his game the last couple. I'd bring in Valeno and Beck, honestly, if Valeno's ready to go, or Beck and Jack. I bring it into two rookies. What the hell? Get some youthful energy in there. Shows our faith. Habs fans talking about Leafs during conference final. We rock. Go Habs, go. Getting Malkin and Sid would have some kind of Korea Solani joining Colorado vibe. Yeah. It would. Vinny Damput carries the torch. Or Breezeball in a pinch. Yeah. Maybe. I mean, I'd go Jacques Lemaire, 8 cups. Um, but it could be they might go newer generation, guy. Uh, Gainey, like Gainey played on later teams, not just the '70s. Gainey be a great choice. It'd be Gainey or Lemaire would be my choices, but you can't go wrong with Damphus. Um, and Breezer, well, wouldn't be my choice, but Russia's not playing international hockey is a joke. Yeah, well, talk to Vlad about that one, email. Anything that happens, Habs are 100% on the right path. You need not be joked with. Yeah. Sportsnet cast aren't really rooting for the Habs. Well, they're supposed to be impartial, but it's all about how amazing Carolina is, even when Buffalo ran Dobish. Yeah. Yeah, it does seem. Hey, don't forget we've got the red, white, and blue glasses on too. Crosby is a pipe dream. He's won cups and would just cement his legacy to play with the Pens his whole career. Yeah, well, he wouldn't mind winning a couple more cups either, I don't think. He just like Tavares with his least pajamas and pillow. What do you think Sid had when he was a kid? Wasn't least stuff. If he goes anywhere, it'd be Montreal. I don't think it's a pipe dream. One more, like if Pens are out of the playoffs, one more year, I think Sid might just say, "Okay, trade me to the Habs." I don't think it's a pipe dream. Do I think it's 50-50? No, but do I think it's 0%? No. I put the odds at 25% that he wears a Habs jersey before he retires. But I know, yeah, I get it. Pittsburgh, you know. But hey, did Lafleur, did Gretzky, did they play their whole careers with the same team? No, they won cups. Sometimes you got to move on. Hughes' little moves being a successful run. Yeah. Our run to the wild card is the team played their best. They were having bloody fun. Knuckles is a myth. That don't know him, a legend who do. Kevin, all of a sudden, your your messages are getting a little scrambled here. How would Roy be reacted to by Hab fans if he brought out the torch? Oh, they cheer him big time. I'd say he's a better possibility than Breezeball. Ed Ronan. Yeah, I say Eddie Ronan. Maybe Paul Di Pietro. Somebody suggested Oleg Petrov the other day. Nothing is a pipe dream when your organization is in order. That's true. Well, tell us where we rank in save percentage, Emil. Dobie wasn't that high. Bought Moroccan first time in 20 years. Moroccan. That could be a couple of things. Green Moroccan. Hashish. Crosby mentioned lately he's still planning on playing multiple years. Yes, he does. Doesn't envision any retirement in the future, considering a new contract. Yeah. Whew. That is a name from my past Green Moroccan. Yeah. Like 30 years, probably, since I came across some of that. Yeah. Come on, folks. Who's going to carry the torch? Who's going to light that green Moroccan with the torch? Pass it on. Don't bogart that torch, my friend. Pass it over to me. I think was Native Dispensaries Rock. Yeah. Yeah. Madame Belleville can fire it up. Yeah. I know she'd be but I think they do players. However, Madame Belleville, someone call for me. Lurking in the background, eh? Hey, Cheech. Yeah. I don't know how many times I look up at the amount of live viewers and it says 666. Someone up there is an Iron Maiden fan. Yeah. No, the save percentage isn't fantastic, but the Habs haven't been facing a pile of shots. They're not getting a lot of shots, but it's not like, you know, 40 shot games every night or something like that. So, and I mean, it doesn't help when you let in 8 in a game, right? Um, Missed the game tonight. Chicoutimi lost 5-3 to Everett. Everett's a pretty strong team. They might. The West doesn't win too often, but they might go all the way. They might go all the way. I think you could see an Everett Kitchener final this year. 5-3 for Everett tonight. Good team. Prince Albert got handled by them pretty easily. We're not even at 50 likes tonight, eh? All the That is Tommy Chong, eh? All right. 44 likes. I like it. Too many Matheson haters tuned in tonight, I guess. I'm not going to like your episode, man. Tommy Chong, and that's pretty cool. Okay, I just clicked it. We're up to 48. 48 likes. Usually I don't like to sign off before it's 100, but that's not looking too likely here, folks. Oh, after a loss, people are a little. There, that's me talking again. Let's see how many people have tuned in so far. 800 views. Too bad I had a nice where is it? Oh, it's not on here. Sweet Caroline and a picture of Josh if they had won it in overtime. I was ready to put up, but didn't do it. Murphy, you spelled Jarosky two different ways. You were closer with this one than the other one, but still off a few couple of consonants and a vowel. But I know who you mean. He's up for Rookie of the Year in the Russian League. I don't know. He probably wins at audio, but I don't follow the KHL close enough to be emphatic about that. But I think he's probably the favorite. Price carry the torch, but not a cup winner. Yeah. I think it's a cup winner that carries the torch. I mean, that's kind of the whole point of it, eh? Pass the torch, pass the cup. I added my like and it went down too. Story of my life. Oh, yeah? So people disliking it. Probably tough enough. It's just beep, 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 beep. Disliking it, like logging into 6 different accounts. Jarosky was nominated as KHL Rookie of the Year. Well, he'd have. Yes. Rookie camp, a cheap way to see Habs action in person if you can't afford games. That's true. Let's get Red Light Rasico. Somebody mentioned that the other day. Yeah. Won't be Andre. As far as Jarosky goes, Murphy, is Jarosky that good or just peaking? I don't think it's either one of those. I think he was in a good situation and got a lot of power play points, played a lot. First power play on a not a great team in a not a great division. And when the games got tougher, he didn't look all that impressive. Got to get stronger. Got to work on his physical competitiveness. Play away from the puck, but all those things all those things can come. Personally, if the Canadians are going to try to trade for a top 6 piece in the off season, I would definitely consider moving Zurowski, because I think his value, his trade value right now is quite high. And I don't know that there's a top 6 spot for him in Montreal down the road. Not that because I don't think he's a good prospect. I just think the Canadians are there's just not going to be, it's going to be tough. Going to be tough for any prospect to crack that top 6. Blain is about to start constructing a hockey rink. They have the budget approved, but want a guarantee from the NHL before they start the work. Oh, yeah, they'll bring him back again. Do I think the Habs continue to develop Cappy into a second line center? Probably take a different direction at this point. Hey, he did it for a year. I'll never be wrong, right? He played second line center on a contender, just not for 100 games. I'd like to know that too. Cappy had a good start, but these playoffs, yeah. Gonna have to get a little quicker. Good. Hey, he's still developing, right? Good. A good off season. Who knows? He's smart. He's got a great shot. There's a lot of positives there, but he'll have to have a good off season training. The guy I was wrong about, geez, don't have enough time, Murph, for that. I'd have to go get another 4 or 5 beers. There's been a few. Been doing draft rankings for quite a few years now. McKean's 20 years, I guess. I've done draft rankings. So hey, everybody, like, and I'm talking NHL teams. Everybody has misses, right? I think we ranked Jack Campbell second overall one year. He had a phenomenal his rookie, and then again, and that was a learning. That was like first or second draft rankings ever did. And it was a learning experience for you to say like, that's why NHL teams don't pick goalies that high anymore, because they're just so freaking unpredictable. What year was the Jack Campbell draft? It wasn't very strong, that's for sure. (2010). Okay. And he ended up going 11th, so it wasn't like it was that crazy that we had him high. I think maybe we had him third. Wasn't that high on Goodbranson, not being that high in the draft anyway. But that draft class, a lot of busts in the top 20, Brett Connolly, Burmistrov, Dylan McElrath, Campbell, for the most part, Brandon Gormley. I remember we had him 11th, or again, he was very good in his draft year, but you're dealing with 17-year-olds, man. It's a very inexact science, that's for sure. Derek Forbert. Oh, I remember we ranked. I think we did 250. We ranked 250 players. Man, what a waste of time doing that many. Agonizing over, well, who's the 240th ranked guy? And of course, after your top 100, just about all of the guys didn't get picked. um, and it's the same NHL list. They don't do more than 100, some 70, 80, because there's guys on their list that don't get picked. Every draft, you'd be shocked at how different everybody's list is. Kuznetsov in that draft, I had him top 10. And that was, yeah, that was my last year scouting with the Habs, 2010. And I did, I helped out with McKean's rankings too that year. But Kuznetsov was the guy that I had top 10 and would have, if I'd had any say in it, would have picked Kuznetsov instead of Jared Tenorti, but I was just a part-time scout. I also liked Tyler Toffoli quite a bit. I had him ahead of Tenorti, and Toffoli dropped to 47 in the draft. LA got a steal at 47. I had watched Toffoli in his Ottawa 67s all year. Knew he was a good goal scorer, legit. As far as other, like I say, I've had more than a few miscues. I had Michael McLeod top 5. He was developing into a pretty damn good two-way center. Finally, when of course the shit hit the fan there with the court case. His career's over. 2013. Yeah. Jones first. Would have been the guys that I had. Like I say, there's always guys that you rank too high. Guys that you rank too low. But off the top of my head, like I'd have to, that's the kind of question that I need time to look at, right? Study. I try to forget the big misses. It can be discouraging if you spend too much time dwelling on your misses because everybody, did I scout Alfie Turcotte? No, Alfie was well before my time. I mean, Alfie played junior, 40 years ago? I scouted his son. Ranked him too high, too. I think I ranked him 7th or 8th. I did have Boldy in the top 10, though, and that turned out all right. Cole, I ranked 12th. As time has shown, he should have been higher than that. Hey, it was the size thing. No kid his size had ever been taken in the top 10, and he still wasn't I knew that he wasn't going to go top 10. And I didn't even think that the Habs, I had a pretty good track record of guessing who the Habs were going to pick each draft at that point, but um, I didn't I didn't think that they were going to take Cole even at 16. I mean, I had him ranked 12, so I liked the pick a lot. I didn't foresee them doing that. But you know what? As it turned out, like Trevor, you know, he had never drafted a 40 goal scorer. He had drafted 39 goal scorer and 35 goal scorer, 30 this, 30 that, like Galley and Pacioretty, 39 goal scorer, but he'd never drafted a 40 goal scorer with the Canadians until he picked Cole, and who happens to also be the only 50 goal scorer that he ever drafted. So ended up being a great pick for the Canadians. But I had Pud Coles in fifth, and he's now. I mean, Vancouver mishandled him big time, but he was actually one of the better Edmonton Oilers and better playoff performers, and that's why I ranked him so high. And it's how I do my rankings. Is um, I try to rank players judged on which guys I think can help a team win the most at playoff time, because that's for me. You can put up lots of points in a regular season, fair weather hockey player. Have a 4-point night and an 8-3 win, all that stuff. But the end of the day, I want guys that help you win. I think will help you when the the tight checking comes in, when the games are important. The competitive guys, the guys that have all of the skill and smarts and all that stuff, but also that competitive edge that can help a team when the games are most important. There'd be some mad hate if Toronto gets a second franchise city versus suburbs. The GTA wins first. Well, there is a protection right, say. The Leafs would never ever go for it, I don't think. I want to see Galley and Deneau again. They're still better than our top line. Well, Deneau is. I don't know about Galley. Bettman not using his brain on how to make money in a Canadian market. Yeah. Well, there's rules, this 100-mile territorial. It still comes down to the team. Toronto would have to approve it, allow it, and I just don't see it happening. Mississauga is a big enough city, better than Atlanta. Would be in Hamilton, I think, if any team. Well, again, can't see Toronto saying, "Oh, okay." Hey, I'm not for it. I'm not for Atlanta. I'd rather Quebec all day. I'd rather Regina, Halifax, but we know it's not happening. Their market is huge. Yes. Love Nordique's back, but this Stanley Cup versus Habs will be the bridesmaid. Hopefully they make it there. I don't know about the Habs making it. Atlanta is a huge market, but it's not full of hockey fans. No. Teams in the U.S. aren't very good. They struggle with attendance in the southern U.S. Yeah. Alfie was a big bust. Yeah. Yeah. He didn't pan out. Not like he was a top 5 pick or something, but Alfie Alfie was a miss. The Habs have had plenty of those in the first round over the years, unfortunately. He did play 112 games in the NHL, so not terrible. And hey, right, picked 17th overall, right? I mean, David Jensen went 20th overall. He played fewer games. Bruce Cassidy only played 36 games. He went next to Chicago. Remember Todd Charlesworth, Sean Evans, like Brad Berry, Yves Aru, Randy Heath, Richard Haidu. Like if you go over guys who got picked, soon after, not necessarily a who's who of great players. Nevin Marquardt, remember him with Boston, played 300 games. Yeah. So the Habs made up for it. And that's why you look at entire drafts, Murph. Like, yeah, they picked Turcotte, sure, 17, didn't work out, but second round, back to back, Claude Lemieux, Sergio Momesso. Thank you very much. John Kordick in the fourth round. Tough customer before he got all hopped up on goofballs. Vladislav Trechak. That was worth the shot in the dark, I guess. But just getting Lemieux and Momesso alone made it a good draft. Claude Lemieux. They don't win a cup without playoff Claude. Who do I feel has the best compete level between McKenna Stenberg and the top D-men in the draft? Have you seen McKenna in the top 10 tournament? The top 10 tournament? Um, oh, the Big Ten. Okay. Yeah, I saw McKenna. Stenberg's got more compete than McKenna. But McKenna's not, he's good. He competes. And the top D-men compete. Bjork, by the way, competes quite a bit. I've got Bjork second overall, so, I don't think you can. I don't like to exclude him from this either, Francois. He's a center. He's friggin' skilled, skate, so smart, so smart, and competitive. Stenberg's competitive, but there's not a huge gap there, I don't think, in competitiveness. McKenna's the most skilled, so that's why he goes first overall. But Stenberg's very skilled too. Hell of a player, both of them. And so is Bjork. Among the defensemen, most competitive. Rudolph might be the most competitive at the top. Carroll's is pretty competitive. Smith's is competitive. I mean, they all have a certain amount of compete, but those three probably the most competitive. Playoff level, like who's going to have the best playoffs? It's a good question. McKenna reminds me somewhat of Mitch Marner. Look what Mitch Marner is doing now. Like, when you're that skilled and smart, you can have good playoffs sometimes, maybe not every year, but you don't pass on high skill smarts too often because they can burn you, even if they aren't the highest compete all the time. They don't target the right audience in the South, but it's there. Yeah. McCarrs is injured as Crosby in the Olympics. He'll be back next game. Well, I heard they said he was working out or something like that. So Cordick's arrest could be a movie. I hear you. All right, folks. 2.5 hours. I think I've done my stint. Thank you, everyone, for hanging in. That hung in this long. I appreciate the monetary contributions as always. Thanks, Mark. Thanks, Donnie. I know you're not here anymore, but thank you, Sheldon. Thanks for the tuning, my friend. All the way from Winnipeg. That makes it worth like $3. Bryce, appreciate the $14. Mark, as always, thank you for the multiple contributions. It's always appreciated. Do I know a lot about Peter Stastny and how he joined the Nordiques? I just know that he defected. Hell of a pickup by them. He was a great, if he'd have played in the NHL when he was 19, if he'd have joined the NHL, I mean, he already had a fantastic career, but wow, he'd be right up there, when you talk about all-time greats. Hopefully the next post-game show is a better situation we're talking about. Yeah. Get more people out when the Habs win, eh? You heard that he's a player that they like? I know he's a player I like and that I'd like them to draft, but I hadn't heard that. Habs don't usually divulge such information. Another one of those media insider guys. Take it with a grain of salt. I hope they like him. He'd be a perfect fit. Getting an undrafted franchise player is crazy. Yeah. Well, a little bit different circumstances in those days. Behind the Iron Curtain. I have a Stastny Nordique jersey in my closet. Why? Yeah. I didn't like Stastny too much back then. It's like I didn't like Bobby Orr too much. Too good. Hurt the Habs too much. Friggin' Stastny. And they got the other two, the brothers too. Anton and Marion. Talented bunch. All right, guys. I think I'm safe in saying guys. Haven't seen any Denise or Ellen not weighing in tonight. Great show, Habs in 6. I like it. I have a Lemieux Penguins jersey too. Okay. Well, I do not have any jerseys of players from other teams other than actually I don't have Habs jerseys either. Just not something that I got into collecting, but listen everyone, I have to go. Thank you so much. Hit that like button, get it up. Even after, hit the friggin' like button. Go on another device, hit the like button. Let's get her up to 100, okay? Do me a favor. Anyone watching here later, if you watch the 2.5 hours, hit that like button, please. All right, everyone. Still got 67 people tuning in. I guess there aren't too many podcasters crazy enough to still be going other than me. That's okay. I always enjoy it. Always enjoy the interaction with you guys. Okay. Have a good night, and we will talk to you quite soon.